If you enjoy short stories, philosophy, reading, or of course all of the above, consider checking out my books. I've published both fiction and nonfiction, and if you enjoy Pursuit of Wonder content, I think you'll really enjoy my books as well. The link to them is in the description. It's been 29 years since we left. Things were going well for a while, mostly to plan. Not that we had much of a plan. We just needed to get out of there, survive, explore, find somewhere to call home. I'm not entirely sure at this point. For a while, we were just floating, still in a semi-conscious state, mostly unaware of our surroundings. We communicated to each other via brain signals transmitted out into space and across the network of stasis pod ships. Moving aimlessly through space is not so bad when you're barely conscious and you're not yet worried about arriving anywhere. A lot has changed since then. System failures, cosmic ray damage, navigation interference, the inherent consequences of elapsed time in a chaotic universe. Our beta-adrenergic blocking agents and gamma-hydroxybutyrate supply was supposed to last much longer. At least that's what we thought. It began to wear off not too long into the journey, though. Pretty soon, we were only left with each other to keep ourselves sane. Through our BMIs and the ship's cloud network, we transmitted out and shared our dreams, our fears, our jokes, our sources of joy and hope. But things continued to go wrong. As we drifted further through space, we also drifted further apart from each other. The slightest differences in our initial launch conditions increasingly affected our individual trajectories over time, sending each ship further and further in its own direction. Many of us, including myself, tried to override the ship's system controls in order to open our stasis pod and access the manual navigation panel, but the system wouldn't allow it. Possibly some sort of system failure. Or maybe it's just the system doing its job. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. Soon what was once a crew of many became many crews of few. We can't communicate much anymore with those who have drifted further away. Occasionally, we'll intercept a signal, scattered thoughts and updates masked in static and obscurity. They're increasingly fewer and farther between. For a while, I tried to fill in the blanks between signals, but pretty soon, I mostly just gave up on that. Individuals that are no longer in range might as well be dead to me. I fear some of them might actually be. Even many of the remaining closer ships have spread out a good distance now. It takes a significant amount of energy to transmit and receive signals with them. Staticky and non-linear signals greatly limit the depth and clarity of communication. At a certain point, it feels like there's not even much to transmit to or receive from them anymore. The same weak signals and updates over and over don't provide much for anyone. I'd be lying if I didn't say the empty space didn't feel constricting. It's funny how nothing can be so uncomfortable. As more time has passed and the lucidity of my consciousness has returned more to me, the less hopeful I've become that we'll ever find a destination out here. We are all just floating on our own trajectories to nowhere. Initially, the goal was to arrive somewhere, but I think I've realized in the aimless chaos of space that it's better to know how to adapt than to plan. I remember before we left, when I used to sit on my balcony and stare up at the stars. I remember fantasizing about being up there, up here, experiencing and journeying through the unknown. Now, I am here, and this is how I feel. This is the best I can do. There are still a couple of ships in functional signal range with me. It's been kind of nice, actually, having just a couple. Less signals makes it easier to just focus on the close ones. Most recently, one ship in particular has been especially in full, clear, consistent signal range. And that one ship, that one signal feed, has provided more to me than what the total network of hundreds of other ships had previously. It's almost as if it's just our journey now. Signal strength is still far from perfect. It never was, though. Some things nothing can communicate. But to share this vast emptiness of space with another individual as deeply as you can, I've never felt anything so full. Perhaps aimlessness is as good of a destination as any. If I'm ever going to arrive anywhere, maybe I should start here. There is nothing out here for us. There never was. But now, there is us out here. I hope the other ships that are still close will stay close. I hope that in the distant future, perhaps my path will reconvene with those who have drifted further apart. And I hope the closest one will remain the closest one. But I can't control the cosmos. I can't control other ships. I can't even control mine. We're all subject to the cosmic forces that be. But until I drift further away, or until all the others do, I'm going to try to be happy, or at least okay, that I get to be here, that I get to journey through the stars, and that I get to share this, even if from afar, with anyone at all. It will all be over soon. If you enjoyed this video and want to help support Pursuit of Wonder and my work in general, again, consider checking out my books. I have a new novella out called The Closer We Get, which is a story that explores the complexities of love and the future of human connection. Or, if you prefer nonfiction, you could check out The Art of Living a Meaningless Existence, which contains my collected works that journey through philosophy and grapple with the increasingly relevant problem of finding meaning in what appears, for many of us, to be an inherently meaningless existence. The links for them are in the description. And of course, as always, thank you so much for watching in general, and see you next video.